professional, whatever that is. Why didn't you make the movie about Newt Scamander actually going out in the field and catching these creatures? And I still enjoyed the first one. I still enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed the second one. Granted, I'm gonna say I'm a little bit biased because I'm a Harry Potter fan. So just me seeing the world that I imagined day after day when I was returning back home to the housing projects of the Bay Area, getting beaten by ugly ass niggas with dreadlocks and golden teeth. I, just. So I look at it a little bit different because I have a nostalgia. So just seeing the world that I wanted illustrated through the world of film, it fascinates me. It fascinates me seeing a Niffler. It fascinates me seeing a Thunderbird. It fascinates me seeing a Kelpie. It fascinates me seeing. I'm gonna tell you that's one thing I will say about most Harry Potter films. They capture the idea of wizards dueling or having magical fights very gracefully. It carries really well in actions. It carries really well in action scenes in the film. I've noticed that. Like it really does. I will notice that. The effects. That's something. That's another thing about the film. So that can be the first thing I can say that's a positive about the film. The effects of the film are actually grandiose and actually very beautiful. Like I like the effects. The effects actually do make a the special effects of the film actually are of great quality. They actually are pretty dope. It's just like I said, if you're a fan of the Harry Potter film, if you're a fan of the series, if you grew up reading Harry Potter, if you read Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, if you're just a fan of the world, the illustration, the idea of Harry Potter, you're going to be frustrated with a lot of shit. You're going to be frustrated with the fact that during the time that this film is taking place, Professor McGonagall is 30 years old. Where when you read the genealogy or the birth dates in the original world, she's 8 years old at the time. She was 8 years old at the time. So how the hell is she 30 in this book? You're gonna get upset when you get to the end of the film and you figure out that somehow Dumbledore has a secret brother that like that never existed in like a secret younger brother named Credence. Like you're hold on, wait a minute, hold on, really. Yeah, is it? No, yeah, because I just thought I'm having a moment because yeah, it don't make sense because it's saying he has a secret brother that never exists. Credence is Aurelius Dumbledore, who like it's like, what are you talking? What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. Like so, I feel like the issue that I had with this film, the issue that I had with the film is I feel like they reworked a lot of stuff. They reknitted and just destroyed a lot of great plot. And this is partly J.K. Rowling's fault too, to make a movie that simply was going to make money. I feel like that's my personal opinion about that. Ooh, damn, she hit me in the face. Whew. Ah, so the microphone hit me. Ah, okay. I feel like, hold on. Okay, hold on. The microphone fell. It hit me directly in the face. Okay. Dang it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Uh, shit, that thing fell. Hit me right in the eye. I was like, eesh. Dang. Dang it. Dang it. Having a little bit of technical difficulty trying to keep this microphone up. Uh, okay, so anyway, so yeah, I feel like okay, so anyway, okay, so yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. I feel, hit me know, hella hard. But yeah, so with that being said, I feel like, damn it, hold on, dang it, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so with that being said, I feel like personally, I feel like they destroyed a great concept. They destroyed how beautiful the world of Harry Potter was simply to make money with the film. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I understand. You have to make that bread. You have to make that cut. I'm reading the headlines that say like this film made the least of any Harry Potter film that has ever came out in the world of Harry Potter. I mean, in the Harry Potter film franchise like that, which 63 million in 3 days. I mean, hey, shit, it's still a lot of money to me. You know, I don't think it's going to be considered. I highly doubt it's going to be a flop. I don't think the film's going to flop. But I don't. Hold on. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Hold on, real quick. Got to get some with this microphone. This microphone keeps slipping. Hold on. Destroying, having a terrible broadcast moment right now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah. So with that being said, yeah, I think the film is going to do far from flop. I don't think the film is going to flop. But at the same time, I do also think that I don't know, Ray. It's just, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm a Harry Potter stan, so I'm always going to show up in the theaters to see a Harry Potter film just because of what it did for me. Like I said, like the world that J.K. Rowling created with that pen of hers, it really did a lot for me as a child. It really did a lot for me growing up. It really got me through some rough times in my life. So it's like, obviously, I'm going to look at it with a little bit more nostalgia, and obviously, I'm going to give it a little bit more chance than I would give other films. So overall, I would think it's a great film. Prior to this video, I did a video called Smash or Pass Fantastic Beasts Where to Find Them Edition, where I listed off the names of the beautiful women who I would love to have passionate love and wild sex with from that film series. And I would name them off again if they happen to pass by this. Queenie, you are definitely my shining star. I would love to hear from you. Little Lestrange, Zoe Kravitz, I would love to hear from you. Um, who else am I passing up on? Who else? Zoe Kravitz, Little Lestrange, Queenie. You know what's funny about that film is like I felt like what they should have done. I don't think they should have took the concept of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and connected it to Grindelwald. I feel like what they should. The thing about the Harry Potter world is, think about when you have a world like Harry Potter, when you have a world that's so just artistically artistically engineered perfect for fan fiction, you can eat a lot off of that cake. You can take a lot of little side stories. You can take the side stories for, let's say, for example, kids that went to Livermore, the wizarding school in America, and tell their backstories. You can take like 3 or 4 characters out there and make a story for them. You can go to Africa and take 4 or 5 niggas from the Umbutukatupu Nigerian tribe or something. I don't know. Like you have a lot of woodwork to work with in that from that story. So I don't think they should have marred the idea of Fantastic Beasts too. A Fantastic Beast. I think they should have just like I feel like the first initial Fantastic Beasts film should have been about Newt Scamander actually going out in the field and catching these creatures. I feel like the film after that should have been Quidditch. Feel like the film after that should have been about like some witches who were in America, like some American witches. I feel like I don't know, like that's just my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. This it is what it is. And teach his own. Teach his own. To each his own, to each his own. I want you guys to let me know in the comments, how do you feel about that? And also to those of you guys out there who are true Harry Potter fans, who really did grow up watching Harry Potter, reading Harry Potter your whole life, I want you guys to also let me know if you've taken that Pottermore test online that puts you in a house, and what house did they put you in? Because they put me in Hufflepuff, which I'm wearing the black and gold right now. You feel me, black and gold? I low key did feel some type of way about Hufflepuffs was kind of like the worst house. Literally like the most lamest house. Literally the lamest house that you can be in if you're trying to be in the Harry Potter realm. If you know a little bit about the Harry Potter realm, then Hufflepuff ain't necessarily the most litest house to be in. It ain't that lit. It's kind of saggy, draggy. It is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. But let me know. Well, let me know what houses you were in. So, moving off of that, I want to talk about Thanksgiving. It is the hour of Thanksgiving, and we don't have a lot of movies that speak about Thanksgiving. Most holiday movies that come out nowadays, they're about Christmas. And I feel like we don't. I feel like what's outside of the meme community and Instagram, I feel like what a lot of people don't talk about is the wonderfulness of Black Thanksgiving, about the wide array of cuisines that you have available for you when you have a Black Thanksgiving. That is one of the best. If you have never done the Black Thanksgiving, I think they should have a field trip adventure. You ever heard of remember that TV show, The Magic School Bus? Ride on the Magic School Bus. Take that. Ride on the Magic School Bus. They should have a school. They should have that same experience, but to go to a Black Thanksgiving house, like a school bus that just pulls up and takes you to the most dirtiest, ratchetest ghetto on the east side of Cleveland, child to 112th and Superior, the east side of Cleveland, and brings you to some woman's house named Miss Jenny May, Met May, and she gonna go out there and you can taste the sweet. Matter of fact, we can have that discussion too. Let's talk about that. To all the people who are listening to this podcast who are of Negroid descent, I want you guys to let me know, in your personal opinion, what are the best cuisines that your grandmother prepares for you, that your grandmama, that your Medea, your Medea, your big mama, what are the best cuisines that your grandmama got making in the oven for you, waiting for you in the next 3 to 4 days? My family, well, my grandmama passed away last year. You know, God rest her soul, God rest her heart. Great woman. Rest in peace, Nettie Mae Boulware. Nettie Mae Boulware, a great influence in my life, one of the most loving people I ever had. Made me a man of God, and then later experiences, later sexual experiences, made me not a man of God. You feel me? I'm joking, but like, yeah, like, so shout out to her. But my favorite cuisines by when I used to go to Thanksgiving was potato salad. I love potato salad. I feel like black potato salad is a cuisine that is rarely talked about as delicacy in this because white Americans, they do produce potato salad. They do have their own version of potato salad. I will say it is not as delectable. It's not as digestible as ours. Not saying it's gonna kill you, but it can kill you. But like it's not. It don't have that same. It don't have that same. It don't have that same consistency, that same love, and it's not made with that same passion, trial, and poverty, and hunger that ours is made from. You nigga, that's poor. That's poorness. That's nobody's commented. Okay, that's not made with that same love and nurture that ours is made with. It's a different thing, bro. It's just different. It's just different. Um, but it's still lit though. I love that type of potato salad. My what else was I going to say? I had it in my head. I had it in my head. What else was I going to say? Um, um, what was I going to say? 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 Potato salad is good. Potato salad is an immediate delicacy that you need to have sitting on a platter in front of you. Another example that I think you should have is sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie is amazing. My grandmama used to make the best peach cobbler. I don't know how popular peach cobbler is in the black community. I just know in my household, my grandmama used to make the best peach cobbler in the world. The best chitterlinks, which I'm still kind of on the fence about how I feel about the consumption of chitterlinks in our community. I feel like you should not eat shit. You should not be eating pig intestines. Well, truthfully, you shouldn't be eating pig in general. It's a lot of stuff we shouldn't really be eating that we just eat just because it's hey, you know we eat. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I remember when I watched The Boondocks. Shout out to Aaron Gruder for that show, The Boondocks. And I remember when he did that episode where they talked about how some of y'all remember The Boondocks. I know that is like a staple in American animation. And I remember when they did that episode where they talked about soul food. It was like a play on soul food, and Granddad opened up his own soul food restaurant. And it was one thing Huey talked about in the film, how in the TV show, how he had that film Soul Food, which was a really popular black movie, how the grandma in the film, who was a matriarch of the family, I'm talking about the woman who was famous for slinging those pots of greens, potato salad, chicken and baked turkey, etc., how she was famous for having famous for having Sunday dinner. She got diabetes, ended up having to get her leg cut off and had a heart attack, whatever, whatnot. It stemmed from her high blood pressure. It stemmed from her, bitch, it stemmed because you've been eating fried chicken, potato salad, and J-Loons and collard greens every day for the last 67 years of your life. And he said how it's crazy how she died because of bad health. And at the end of the film, they still kept eating the same dinner. The whole film was about them more or less after her dying. The little boy in the film, Ahmad, trying to get everybody back together for Sunday dinner to get the whole family tradition back up again. And it's like nobody even paid attention to the fact that she's dead because of the same food, that she's dead because of the title of the film. Like soul food kills, soul food kills. It's called soul food because it steals your soul. But yeah, no, I mean, so hey, it is something to be said about how critical it is. But I don't know. You know what I think, honestly? I think there's nothing. I think everything is okay in moderation. And I think what black people do bad at, and I understand this, it is what it is. The stuff that we use to add flavor to the food that we eat is fattening. It can cause heart issues. It can cause issues. It can cause problems. It can really do some damage to your liver, to your stomach, to your kidneys. And I think I don't know. I just don't think we were aware. I just don't think we're aware. You know, a lot of the food that's the. It's kind of like how it's kind of like how like back in the day. It's kind of like how back in the day used to be a time where McDonald's was really pop. McDonald's is really popular to eat, but there was a McDonald's will always be popular to eat. It will always be that. But there was a time where nobody knew McDonald's was bad for you, so it was just normal to go out of your way to eat McDonald's like normal. Versus nowadays, if you eat McDonald's, the average American is eating McDonald's with the common knowledge that this is bad food for you, nigga. You should not be eating a Big Mac, a side of fries, and a soda. Like you should not be eating 376 carbs in one sitting. Like most Americans who are eating McDonald's, they'll get their food knowing that this is gonna put a pound. This is gonna put a pound on me. Most Americans have that. A lot of people didn't have that before. And a lot of people didn't have that in the 80s and 90s. And because of that, particularly people in my generation, McDonald's sales are slowing because of that, because we know of how unhealthy it is, because of we know, you know what I'm saying? So here's what it is. You know, Super Size My Ass. That Super Size Me film was what really did it. That Super Size Me film was what really did it. What really did it. That Super Size Me film was the one that really let people know this is not a good food for you. You need to not be eating this. You need to stop. So it is something to be said about that. So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. I think more or less, like I always, it's like what I say with everything. I think overall, you just have to do things in moderation. I think you just have to do things in moderation. I think you have to care about your health. And also, this is what it is. Now, with that being said, I'm going to conclude the podcast right now because this is actually the second episode I've recorded today. Oh, what is that thing there? Okay. I'm going to conclude the podcast because this is actually the second episode I've recorded today. Um, I do want to say this, though. I'm really trying to interview some people on the podcast and bring some people on who can be guests with the podcast just to create great content. I'm going all out my way to get some new people who want to be on the podcast, who want to listen, who want to be part of the. Going out of my way to get some new listeners to the pod, get some people who just want to be interviewed on the podcast and have some dope content. So, if you feel like joining the podcast, if you feel like hit me up, let me know. I'm taking interviews. We do this podcast Monday through Friday. I shall be back here tomorrow. So that being said, this is People's Paradise Podcast. Much love, peace, and chicken grease. Thank you for listening.